It's been 35 long years. Clemson, y'all been waiting 35 years. It's finally coming home, baby. It's coming home. Let's go.
Today, is that game over yet?
When's it gonna end?
Forever.
Sponsored by NyQuil.
The Knicks have some issues, y'all.
You're being redundant over here. Knicks issues.
Oh, you want redundant? Odell. He got reprimanded.
Principalities to this, Beckham. Can't just show up.
So pretty. Plus, yes.
No, he did. Yes, he did. And this is Sports Nation. Let's go.
Winner.
Sports Nation is presented by Toyota.
Welcome to Sports Nation. I'm Michelle Beadle.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Do not. Don't
Cannot.
do it. By the way, little known fact, we never went home last night.
No.
We just stayed
Spent the night over
here
there.
from the
Bunk
game
beds in the back.
into today.
What you got going on? Is that a kiss? Just the lips and something else?
A little haute couture.
Bottom line is it's a sweatshirt, so let's just move on.
Hey.
You really didn't go home. Look at you, Amin.
Hurry up and wait.
Same jeans and everything.
So, as you know by now, the Clemson Tigers took down the mighty Alabama Crimson Tide in very dramatic fashion in a game that took over 4 hours to play out. 4 hours for a football game. That's a very long time. Eventually, Deshaun Watson led Clemson to victory well after midnight on the East Coast, and for that, we are sorry. Conference commissioners and head coaches have said this season that games are too long, and here we go. The evidence. Marcellus.
Yes, ma'am.
I think the three of us up here suffer from a little bit of attention deficit disorder. Was it worth it in the end?
Absolutely not. Because, no, for real. Like, I know conventional wisdom tells you because of the ending, forget those hours that we suffered through to get to that place.
Nope.
But those are two different conversations and two different sentences. This is how I took it. That game was too damn long, and
Amen.
That was a great ending. Not that game was long, but the ending was so great I forgot about those other 3.5 hours. I did not forget.
Childbirth.
Yeah, exactly. And we're seeing it just go longer and longer. This is the longest season in terms of duration of college football games, and I have no understanding of why they need to stop it.
Do you know why this happened?
Add sponsors?
2 words. No, well, we're part of the problem. But also, Mike Duffy.
Oh, that guy.
Also known as Guns McGuns.
Yeah.
This guy.
Ed Mockley.
Yeah.
Ed Hockley Jr.
Who was on Good Morning America this morning?
Was he?
Yeah,
No, he
he
was
was
not.
certainly on a big talk show.
Flexing.
I think it was GMA.
Out of
flexing.
here.
Look at him.
It's real.
Look
he
at him
shirtless?
triceps.
They call him an internet.
Oh,
success.
yeah. yes.
Perfect.
Hey,
Perfect.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. He's in that weight room for real. Not on the
I'm
treadmill.
not making
but
fun
yeah.
of
Yeah,
He on the treadmill.
You, for whatever reason, we had to be here last night. You showed
I
up.
came for the food and then I got roped into working.
You really did.
Hey, this is what I'm going to say.
Not this
That
fruit.
middle part of the game was long, dull, and boring.
Yes.
But that end was incredible. And, you know, especially when you have the switching of the momentum, the switching of Marcellus's pick.
That's a great
of
point.
Alabama, to Clemson,
More
Alabama.
drama.
You know, and if you didn't have fun watching that game, then you should have been watching the megacast because we had fun.
There you
even
go.
though we weren't really watching the game. Also, I like my job, so I'm not going to say it was a bad show yet. The TV show was spectacular.
No,
That's not how
don't do
this
that.
works.
Don't do
Yes,
that.
it is.
not
It's
how
just like
this
Major League Baseball. You come to a realization that what is this for
Right.
if we're going to take that long to do the same thing we could do and maybe half the time?
The best thing that came out of last night, Jay Billis came up with this idea. He said, we need to treat refs
Yep, it was good.
like streakers at a sporting event.
It was
we
a good
never
thing.
show them on TV.
Also,
Because-
Bill Walton was a great part of last night.
Yes, he was.
For me personally. That's all I have.
He's a treasure.
He is an
A
American.
national treasure.
I want to discuss another thing that happened. This actually happened in the game. We almost missed it. It appeared as if Clemson ran a pick play on their final possession, leading to Hunter Renfro's game-winning touchdown catch. Now, Clemson fans elated, Alabama fans crying foul. Marcellus, our football expert, did they get away with an illegal play here?
Absolutely. They got away with one. You can see the reaction of the Alabama defender in the moment. Look, when you run a pick play, referees are on notice. They are aware that this is a rub play, a pick play. There's a certain way you have to do it, a certain etiquette to it. You have to play it off. But if you intentionally pick me, flags, and I see it week in, week out, they throw the flag. He comes in darted with his helmet and hits the guy in the chest. That's the most blatant pick I've seen, and I've seen less get called. And in this moment, this critical situation, they decided to swallow their whistle, and it made no sense. That was certainly
I know,
a foul.
this is the time to decide.
Look at that. Come on, man.
To me, I think he just tripped.
Oh, really? That's how you're going to
He
go.
lost his footing, and he tried to stay up on his feet, and he used his hands and knees, and it didn't quite work out. There happened to be an Alabama defender in the area. His man got picked off and ended up.
And coincidentally, his tripping and falling gets him right to the target area where you're not supposed to go on a pick play.
Well, I mean,
What did Keyshawn tell you last night?
What?
What did Keyshawn tell you last night?
That was the best part.
Yeah, say it.
Keyshawn said, "Stick to basketball."
You're not allowed to talk about football, man.
And you know what? They shouldn't have even been in this situation. Let's go back to some of the genius plays we've seen before in this moment. A Chip Kelly who decides in that moment with 6 seconds to go, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to tackle everybody. You see those receivers out there getting assaulted? Why? Because their time runs off the clock. Let's say it's 1 second left. You force Clemson to now kick a field goal instead of trying to go for that touchdown. Different outcome, potentially.
But I'd like to say thank you for not kicking a field goal.
That we were rooting so hard against overtime.
6-hour game, dude.
Literally would have stayed.
Yeah.
A very peculiar thing happened last night while we were actually all here. It was sort of breaking as this happened. Derrick Rose went missing from the Knicks last night without permission, but later reached team officials and told them he had returned to Chicago to deal with a family issue. But for a while, no one knew where he was. According to Frank Isola, this reflects poorly on Phil Jackson. It was classic Jackson. The invisible team president whose inflated bank account is matched only by his inflated opinion of himself.
Yes.
All you need to know about Jackson as a team president and leader is that he left it to the head coach to answer questions about a situation that is above Hornacek's pay grade. This is the type of culture Jackson has created at the Garden. There is zero accountability. Since all of this, Rose has rejoined the team. He's been fined for the absence, won't be suspended. But let's go back to the fact that this is an indictment on Phil. You agree?
Well, first of all, obviously, we got to start with this indictment of Derrick Rose.
Absolutely.
You couldn't pick up a phone. I'm not saying you have to explain yourself, what you're going through. Just say, guys, I'm not going to be there. Got a situation. And that's it. You don't have to respond, and that's the beauty of text messaging. It's not a phone call where you got to go back and forth with someone. So text and I'll put it in my pocket, don't look at it again, right?
Absolutely.
But there is something to be said that there wasn't a single team employee that this guy felt comfortable or close enough to mention this. I was on the radio today with Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn said, well, you know, sometimes when you don't get along with your coach, you don't want to talk to him. I said, that's fine. There wasn't an assistant coach. Yeah. There wasn't a trainer. There wasn't a director of personnel. There wasn't one person. Well, he might have told the player and said, keep this between me and you. And players are going to keep that internal.
Even if they're like, we just don't even know where he is. And they can't just be like, look, he's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah. He'll tell you in a bit.
But I find it hard to believe that there's nobody in the organization. He felt comfortable enough to just say, I'm not going to be there.
Yeah, I've never seen that in my athletic experience. A guy says, I don't want to go to the game or I can't go to the game and I won't tell anyone. Something inside of me tells me he told someone, maybe a lower level figure, maybe in confidence. And then that person said, I'm not going to disclose that. Maybe. That's what I'm giving Derrick Rose. But let's talk about Frank Isola. Let's be frank with Frank right now. Because when I'm reading through this, I'm trying to really find out what happened to Derrick Rose. I've never seen this before. But instead, he uses this as clickbait and throws Phil Jackson in this situation. I have never seen in my life a team president take roll call for a game. Have you ever seen a team president sitting there? Is Derrick Rose in the building? That's not his job. So if he's really doing his job, Frank, guess what? He doesn't know where Derrick Rose is until everyone else sees him on the court. So Frank Isola for doing that.
Well, what about it's the word culture, though? What about, because I think that's what Frank's the big message was, is the overall culture that's been built
Look,
here.
Frank's not saying that Phil had to know where dude. If dude leaves and never says anything, how are any of us to know? But what Frank is saying is, this is a situation. It's not a run-of-the-mill situation. This is the part where, this is why you get the big bucks, to stand up in front of the cameras and say, we don't know where he is, but as soon as, or whatever, we'll have a further comment later. But you don't hide behind your PR people. You definitely don't hide behind your head coach.
But don't go with culture, because listen to this, Mama. The best cultures we see in sports, in football, New England Patriots, they have some indiscretions.
You think?
You think, right?
They had a serial killer on your payroll.
Preach. Now let's go to basketball, the Spurs. They've had some indiscretions as well. Steven Jackson and all this.
What?
Yeah. Your team. Like, my point is, no matter what culture you're talking about, there's going to be problems. Why are you going to blame Phil for this?
No, because they're not successful, that's why.
And I do think I think there's a resentment within that New York world right now that he's gotten all this money, and really what has he done? Or at least to them.
Vacation. What have you done for me?
Heck of a
recently.
Everybody knows he's a gifted player, but there's some things that he's done and that he needs to look at himself in the mirror and be honest with himself about some of the things that he's done, and I think he'll do that. We'll help him with that, but he has to help himself, and we believe he'll do that. He's a smart guy, but sometimes he don't do smart things.
Aren't we all? That was Giants GM Jerry Reese addressing the recent actions of Odell Beckham Jr., who of course dropped some of those big passes.
It was cold.
He's had some moments this season. I think that's fair. Now I ask you, Marcellus.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we getting to the point where perhaps he's not worth the headache?
Oh, not even close to that moment.
I'm
We're
just
talking about a talent, a supreme talent that you just can't identify and find everywhere. So give me that talent all day and I will deal with it. And if you look at some of the greats, I'm not talking about the very goods, the greats of our game. Let's think about one Deion Sanders, who when Deion was on the field,
must be the money.
He was the man. And when he was off the field,
ridiculous.
I mean, look, Deion brought it all. And there's nothing wrong with what we saw out of Deion, we see T.O., who comes on our set every single Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Had his issue. LT, Lawrence Taylor. I'm bringing up all the greats who didn't necessarily
receivers, but then you threw that.
Conveniently fit into what a team desires. And the most champion NFL player of them all, Charles Haley. 5 Super Bowl rings. Bonafide, just different.
Yeah.
And it's all good because if you can bring it, sing it. And I'm not mad at
you
Odell.
gotta bring it.
He brings it now.
I
did go
the little rhyme. Go bring it, sing it. Only in America. No, here's the thing.
Get you a denim jacket.
Is he worth that?
That ain't right.
What? I like. Okay.
Is he worth the headache? Yes. That doesn't mean it's not a headache, right?
Oh, good point.
You still got to deal with the headache.
Fine.
But at the end of the day, these things are really minor. Like some of the people you named, LT was in the house.
He hit a net with a helmet versus what LT
we're really
did.
making a big deal out of it. I'm more upset that you're going to talk all that trash going into that game, walking out with no shirt on, and they're going to drop those passes. I'm more upset about that.
That's really it. That's all it is.
But that's not, he's not a headache.
Let's just pray that Jerry Reese talked to Odell before that press conference, because it could look like you hung me out to dry without talking to me. Because, like you said, I mean, those things are really minor indiscretions in the scope of things compared to some of the other greats. And you're already talking about, like, I need to grow up?
I think it's maturity stuff.
Yeah.
You just got to grow up.
And he's legitimately one of the top 2 or 3 receivers in the league. Come on.
Moving on, Ronda Rousey broke her silence yesterday.
Finally.
Kind of. After that devastating loss to Amanda Nunes at UFC 207. She did it by quoting Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling on Instagram. And so, rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life.
That's your J.K. Rowling?
I don't know. You guys know how I feel about inspirational quotes and posters and whatnot. But where do you go from a J.K. Rowling quote?
You know what? The best explanation of where Ronda Rousey is right now, because for me, I hate to say it, but I'm off her as a fighter because I've seen consecutively she's not a fighter. She's not fighting the opposition. Like, it's one thing to get knocked out. But don't you hit the panic button? Don't you hit the break emergency in case of break glass in case of emergency situation? Hello,
that one.
Yeah. Can you show me something other than I got rocked and now I'm going down? Here's the thing. Chael Sonnen said it best, and he's amazing. He said, I've never seen a fighter who is so defined by their wins and losses, so wrapped up in the sport and not compartmentalize and realize you do this, and then you have a world outside of that. And that's a dangerous place where she is right now. She rides the
But that's not her doing, is it?
Well, yeah, she's riding the wave.
No, but I'm saying it's not her doing in the sense that everything that came along with being Ronda Rousey was, of course, tied to the fact that she was like this awesome chick in the octagon. She looked great, and so everything happened. I think what's scary if you're Ronda Rousey is what's going to happen now if you don't fight. Because let's be honest, she's not a great actress. The endorsements are because you're Ronda Rousey. So what happens?
Here's the thing, 2 things. One, I'm a little upset that she didn't use a Wileyism.
She jacked that up. It was messed up from Hello.
Next time.
Messed up from Hello.
But the other thing is also, someone brought this up the other day. In MMA, it's not like boxing where 1 loss or 2 losses, whatever. There are a lot of dudes with like 5, 6 losses, and they're still looked at as great fighters. She just got to get back on that wagon and build that record. But it's true, if she keeps losing, if she's truly washed, then she loses everything.
Not losing, not fighting, and that's what we've seen the last 2 fights.
Next up. last week, kicker Graham Gano accused the Buccaneers of Bush League tactics. Now, the Bucs video board, which is located by the field goal uprights, broadcasted a live game feed, so it made it appear to Gano that he was kicking at 2 sets of uprights.
Nice.
Something that wasn't done when the Bucs were kicking field goals.
Look at that.
That's so you can feel like you're there. Look, the NFL has investigated. They said no rules were broken. It's sort of like an Inception type thing. Cool or cheap move?
So yesterday, these guys were talking about basketball players are soft.
Y'all are.
And
True.
like, crying about broken nails.
Oh, you
and
touched
stuff.
me. Free throw.
Oh, but when you guys, they're distracting me. They're doing things behind
That's
the
a kicker.
field goal.
That's a kicker.
Yeah, well, I don't care. He still play football, don't he?
Technically
Right.
football.
Look, this is what we got to deal with in basketball. Shout out to Arizona State. These guys are out here.
Oh my God.
This is what's happening behind free throws at Arizona State
that's-
basketball
yep.
games. Shout out to the current distraction. They gave birth to a baby. And that man still has to shoot free throws. You crying about a video board?
Hey,
They gave birth to
that's how you create DeAndre Jordans. You can't hit a free throw after you see that. That's hilarious. Let me just say this. The NFL knows it's wrong, and they will address it in the offseason with the competition committee. They had this situation
come
before.
on.
Look, this is a
That's
video.
distracting.
Yes, this is a video distraction, and before there were audio distractions. Minnesota admitted they used to
True.
pipe in noise into the Metrodome.
so noisy.
And look, wait,
Be quiet.
Atlanta was fined for the same thing, and
I'm
now
trying
they're
to
going to
play
get
football.
Tampa Bay for that video dub. You can't
Y'all
dub
need
over
to
something.
stop
That's
whining.
I can't make
last night,
unethical.
Can't make my
three
field
of
goal.
us were in the cool room as part of the championship game megacast. We were awesome, obviously, but not even close to Bill Walton.
No.
Take a listen.
Nah.
I guarantee you our show will be more real.
Oh,
The game started!
Who's
Yay.
winning? I like to get hot. Marcellus, is this your son? How many of you guys named Bravo, do you know? Did Marcellus go home?
If we're, oh.
Is that his name?
Yes.
Stop by my room later. I've got something for you.
Right there. That's right.
Where's the brooch?
Nation.
Yeah, bro.
Presented by Toyota. We do have some winners and losers. Mr. Grabby Hands, Ben Bolware,
Action.
very close.
Action Jackson.
I'm starting to
Raisins.
think he's just in touch with his emotions.
Yeah, yeah.
Is what I'm
I
starting
would
to think.
hate to be the dude that went after him with the trophy. With
Oh,
his
you mean like
fingers
like
and
next?
his mouth and like, nah.
I hate to be the dude in the NFL training camp on special teams and seeing him come down because he is
didn't
going
see
to be
the last part.
psycho missile coming down.
Psycho missile.
Psycho missile. He's into it. He's emotional. We'll see how it works
Is he
out.
gonna make it? Is he gonna make it to
Chugged some
training camp?
beers.
He is.
Is he gonna make it to training? I'm just asking.
I don't see the talent level transitioning to like a full-time starter.
He reminds me of that dude on Ballers last season, the one that was like a troublemaker.
Oh, yeah.
That dude was a
He
top
built
5
like
pick.
him.
I know, but for some,
But that was, yeah, he's a top 5 pick.
That dude.
I
yeah,
don't
right.
see that out of Bolware, but he's into it. He's into it.
Action Jackson.
Action Jackson. Winner split.
Yeah.
This is the greatest moment of the night.
He's 42, right?
Clemson D lineman Christian.
Oh, White.
Is this Fingers McGee
Is that
right
Fingers
here?
McGee then? Are we confirming this once and for all?
The one that grabs you in the Clemsons.
He is.
He touches the Clemsons.
Okay, Marcellus. Can you or could you ever have done that?
No, I've come close. One time in Miami,
this?
one time in Miami at a Snoop concert, I got triple teamed by some dancers. They was hitting me with the up rock, and then I went back and I did like a Matrix, and I went flat. So that's kind of impressive.
All
but
right, I
didn't
am
know that.
sorry I asked.
You know me, I
Loser
tried.
TV.
You know I tried.
Take a listen.
I tried.
You ain't never been.
Oh! Mensa!
Now what? Now what? Alabama's gonna win next year, but your TV ain't gonna be fixed.
Insurance doesn't cover stupid. I'm sorry.
Why do
It just
people
doesn't.
do that?
They're dumb.
You know who that
dumb
is?
can you be?
That's the guy in my mentions today.
Oh, that's
Every
guy
single
in
person in my
Alabama.
mentions today, you're that
I
guy.
ain't messing
Also
up my man.
comfortable though for
Yeah, that look-
positive side.
that look good.
Winner shuttlecocks.
What?
I don't know. Check out the sweet badminton rally. I have never said that sentence in my life.
Sweet.
No, first of all, badminton is an amazing sport.
Cross it off
Is
the
it?
list.
Yeah, we played it in the 7th grade. I was hooked. You
I
know
feel
what
like we
that
played
good?
it in the summertime, like outside in someone's yard.
In the
or something.
backyard.
Really
Like-
good.
Yeah.
I really
oh,
like
I look good right there.
Oh.
I wish that.
I
was
like
me.
that body I got.
Me too, Marcellus.
Yeah, we look right.
Let's make that
They
happen.
couldn't afford to
We need to play.
Photoshop me in, huh?
We need to play more badminton.
You are not athletic, not even in our Photoshop department. Like we can't even fix that.
Nice. Look at that. We need to play
But,
more
you know,
badminton.
Sam, I want to thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks.
It's been a great job.
Where's Joseph and
That's gonna
Jake?
do it. We'll see you tomorrow.
And Raquel.
Jake.